When a man who's been Democrat his whole life says, I'm done, that's not politics at all. That's a breaking point. What you're seeing right now isn't a trend. It's a shift in consciousness.
My God. I've been a Democrat all my life. All my family been a Democrat all their life. And this BS shit with Charlie Kirk and everybody acting stupid and don't care about this man life and his family life, I'm done with you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? A little boy that got a Secret Service, little black kid when Trump had a little inauguration, whatever that event was he had, and you guys didn't stand up for him. I'm sick of, man, what the fuck is the matter with you guys? From this point on, I'm done with it. You know, I'm leaving the Democratic Party. You know, that don't make no sense. You guys are tyrants. You know, and it just don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? So you guys need to wake up because you're going to lose your party.
If they have not already. This is where emotion meets exhaustion. For decades, party loyalty was treated like culture. Something you were born into, not something you evaluated, right? But moments like this show people are starting to ask, what did that loyalty ever buy us? He's not switching teams. He's reclaiming choice. And right after he said that, another voice, this time from a woman, she took it even deeper.
Now, black folk, listen, y'all need to be ashamed of yourselves. Y'all need to be ashamed of yourselves with your Jasmine Crockett's, your Jamal Bryant's, your D.L. Hughley, all of these black Democratic robots. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves trying to put Charlie Kirk and George Floyd on the same level. I'm sick of it. Yeah, one was a dope fiend, allegedly now. One was a dope fiend woman beater, passing counterfeit money, and was a bouncer at a club. In and out of prison or jail all the time. And the other one was a married man, and he was pushing Jesus Christ on college campuses and wasn't pacifying anyone's feelings. He was telling you the uncut truth. George Floyd could never. Okay? Listen, we've got to stop being delusional. It's a doggone shame that the one that y'all want to uplift to represent as a martyr for the black community, that is George Floyd. That's the best we can do, huh? I mean, I don't want anyone to be a martyr. But if, you know, at least we had King. We didn't know about all his nonsense. We just now learning about this. But at least King pretended to have good principles. George Floyd didn't. We have fallen so far. Look how far we've fallen. We've fallen so far that our political leaders and our representatives, our black representatives, are holding the fist up for George Floyd.
Yep. This is what we are.
It ain't nobody out there better. And we ain't got nothing else. That it. Help us, Jesus.
Now, this clip didn't go viral because it was divisive. It went viral because it was honest. She didn't mince words. She called out hypocrisy inside the culture itself. Whether you agree or not, she's confronting the uncomfortable question. What kind of legacy are we glorifying? And why? And that honesty, it hit home. Even for a 10-year-old who didn't need CNN or Fox News to spot the performance.
Well, that was Jasmine Crockett. I guess she's supposed to be someone for you to look up to, at least according to the left. In this home, no, that's not. But what did you think about our black Congress representative Jasmine Crockett? How was that?
I think her voice changed in like 2 seconds from the first video to the next one. She sounded like ghetto.
Yeah. Hey, I got a quick question. How is it possible, and I didn't prep her for that, by the way, but how is it possible that my 10-year-old daughter can hear Jasmine Crockett for the first time, listen to 2 clips, and the first thing she said to me was, Dad, her voice changed. Why did her voice change from one clip to the next? because she's putting on a show, my dear. So she wants to get invited to the cookout. So unfortunately, in the black community, you got to walk around and act like you don't have a lot of intelligence. You got to act like stuff isn't happening. You got to be ghetto and loud and like say, F Donald Trump. And like, then you get invited to the cookout. But I guess that's why we don't get invited to many more cookouts.
Yeah, same here. Her voice changed. She sounded ghetto. You know, that one line from a kid exposed what pundits have been debating for years. Authenticity can't be faked. When politicians shift tone depending on who's watching, the audience feels that instantly. And as this comment down here from Sean suggests, people aren't as stupid as you think they are, as long as they actually pay attention. Kids don't overanalyze. They just see right through it. And while some politicians were changing their tones, others were changing their circle.
You'll probably see me wearing a MAGA hat and the American flag jacket that I made, as you see right here. And I'm getting a lot of hit-ups from people saying, it's sad that you embrace MAGA, but they won't embrace you or accept you. Shaming tactics ain't gonna work. And this is from a friend of mine, who I love, by the way. But it's a prime example of the loss just saying a bunch of nonsense. If MAGA didn't support me, do you think I could be at a MAGA rally and be embraced and loved? That sounds crazy. To say they won't embrace me when I'm literally at a Trump rally in the garden with nothing but love. And it's crazy that she says this because the MAGA rally embraced me more than my own block that I live on. Make that make sense.
Now, this moment flipped the script. The same crowd that media labeled as hostile showed us real human warmth. Enough to make this creator question everything he was told. It's not about red or blue hats. It's about belonging. That's what people are craving now. Truth without preconditions. And while he's talking about belonging, another man took it even further. Straight to the top.
This message is for you, Donald Trump. Hey, I'm so proud of you, Onk. You going hard, man. Keep going hard for the American people. We appreciate what you're doing. Everybody know they're giving you a rough time, but hey, you keep fighting for us, and we appreciate that, man. This is the first time that I ever really paid attention to what's going on in the White House, and I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. I never thought that the president actually could make stuff happen. I thought it was people around him that had to make the stuff happen, but I see the president can make stuff happen, and I see why they didn't want you to be the president. Because you speak for the American people, because you show leadership. You show leadership through action. You don't bow down to nobody. You let people know why America is great. And that's how it's supposed to be. They said the tariffs wasn't going to work. Guess what? It's working. You're doing everything, and it's working. And they're mad about it. So keep up the great work. Hey, I love you, Onk, man. Look, I appreciate it. Just keep going hard for us. All right, Onk, have a great day. All right, MAGA, stay up.
I know that's right. Now, it's not the message in this particular video. For me, it's the tone. You can hear the sincerity dripping from his voice. No teleprompter, no script whatsoever, just a regular American saying, thank you, Trump. Now, whether you love or hate Trump, that kind of raw gratitude is something politics hasn't heard in a long time. But here's where it gets dangerous. Yes, dangerous, because once everyday people start noticing real results, you know what that equates to. They start asking real questions.
I'm always got to be the person to say it, and I don't want to be the person to say it. But Donald Trump has been president for 9 months. 9 months! And I'm seeing videos from Chicago, DC, where people are like, yo, I feel safe. My kids feel safe. This is the best thing he ever did for us. So what was happening all these years that this shit, like literally, I've known DC and Virginia to have this type of shit going my whole life, and I'm in my 40s, okay, almost touching it. So what was really truly going on? If a motherfucker became president 9 months ago and cleared that shit out with just a flick of the pen, I'm just thinking, like, did y'all really ever care?
She's asking the right question because these areas are controlled by Democrats. But the best way to understand people is to pay attention to their incentive structures. Democrats are not incentivized for Black Americans to do better. If you think about the Democrats' platform, it's about making everybody a victim. If you're Black, the system's racist and it's against you, and we are the people who are going to fix that problem for you. Those Republicans, they're racist. If you're gay, they don't like you because you're gay. If you're a woman, they don't like you because you're a woman. If you're an immigrant, they don't like you because you're an immigrant. And again, back to Black people, the reason you're struggling is because of history, racism, and the system. It's not your decision making. It's not you making poor decisions. But here's the thing. If they can keep you focused on everything except accountability and your own personal agency, that makes you a perpetual voter for Democrats. Because you will continue to believe that the reason you and your people are not succeeding is because the system is racist and it's against you, and you believe the Democrats are fighting to fix that system, when in reality, the system is not against you. And the biggest reason Black Americans are now struggling is because of Black Americans. Our mindsets, our belief systems, the way we go about things. The system is no longer the primary factor. It's us. But again, if Black Americans start taking accountability, making better decisions, and doing better, they will need the Democrats less. Then the Democrats will actually have to be accountable for getting things done. As long as Black people think white people and Republicans are racist, Democrats are like, oh, we got it locked. But if Black Americans start doing better and start catching up with the other races, and they start thinking maybe this place isn't that racist, Democrats have to have a new talking point, or they have to do something different to continue to get the Black vote. That's more work and it's more dangerous for their political power. So again, it actually works in Democrats' favor for Black people to continue to struggle. It doesn't actually help them if they actually fix our problems. So simply put, Democrats are incentivized for Black people to continue to struggle. Also, don't forget, I have a free email newsletter where I give you morning updates about what's going on. It's a great place to get regular information from me, and I cannot be censored here. The link's in my bio. Just go there, click the link. You'll see the screen. Drop your email in, hit subscribe, and you'll be good to go. I'll see you in the next one.
Democrats are not incentivized for Black Americans to do better. Oh my gosh, man, that right there is wow. He said the quiet part out loud. Incentives drive behavior. For decades, progress has been treated like a talking point instead of a deliverable. Right? If struggle keeps you loyal, what motivation exists to want to fix it? It's a cold, strategic question. But it's the kind that sparks awakening. And of course, when awakening happens, especially, after pain, that's when accountability finally enters the chat.
I'll admit, when Trump got into office, I thought it would cause liberals to have a change of heart.
So you thought that allowing a Nazi into office would push people further left? Is that what you thought? I'm guessing you didn't think about the idea of, conservatives and Yahtzees are all about regression. So instead of pushing things forward through the progress that we've already made, we have regressed back to getting Black people their civil rights back. That's what this kind of shit does. You actually believed that if Black people had to fight for their civil rights and liberties all over again, that would make people go further left? No, because we're fighting for shit that we already won 60, 70 years ago. And guess what? If you are consistently fighting for shit that you have already won 60 or 70 years ago, that is not progress. You are impeding progress. And that is the flaw between some of these fucking, accelerationists. For example, regression, right? I went from 3/5 of a vote to a full vote, and now with a Nazi in office, I count as 1/5 of a vote. So you thought that if I get brought back to 1/5 of a vote, I'm not going to take incremental change and try and get back to 3/5 and then a full vote? Like, I don't get y'all's thought process. I don't. Just say you fucked up and you put a lot of people in danger. Just say that.
Oh, he said, just say you messed up and put a lot of people in danger. Just say that. What he says, right? Let me make sure I fix my screen first. But I'll just say, hold on. Comparing modern elections to the 3/5 compromise isn't just lazy, it's false. The 3/5 rule was about representation for enslaved people who couldn't vote at all. Nobody today is counted as a fraction of a citizen. That analogy collapses the minute you remember we do have agency, ballots, and access. And blaming one election on accelerationists oversimplifies decades of poor leadership and policy fatigue. People didn't regress. They reacted to being ignored. So no, this isn't regression, it's recalibration. A country that's tired of being guilt-tripped into silence. Now, every moment reaches a point where fear stops working. People start asking questions they weren't supposed to. And that's where we are right now. This is the moment we're in. Start standing between the headlines and the truth. Whether you agree or not, at least we're finally thinking for ourselves. Now, if you made it this far in the video, I want you to put recalibration. Or if this isn't regression, choose which one. I know I gave y'all a couple choices this time. But, history is being rewritten, but this time by the people who actually lived it. Y'all be safe. Go check on a friend today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Let me see if I can get this thing to 17 minutes real quick. Just rolling off. 3, 2, 1. Oh, well, 1. But peace.